1. Zippy. This word is often used to describe something that is fast, energetic, or lively. It's commonly used to describe vehicles like cars or bikes. Be cautious not to use it in overly formal situations where a more standard term like fast or energetic would be more appropriate. Example: the zippy little car zoomed past us on the highway. 2. Soup up. This phrasal verb means to enhance or modify something to improve its performance or appearance, especially a vehicle or machine. It's quite informal and might not be understood by everyone, so consider your audience before using it. Example: he decided to soup up his old computer by adding more RAM and a faster processor. 3. Oomph. This word is used to describe a quality of vigor, energy, or forcefulness. It's often used to describe adding extra power or effectiveness to something. It's somewhat informal and might not be appropriate in very formal contexts. Example: she added a bit of oomph to her presentation by including some interactive elements. 4. Jamboree. This word typically refers to a large, noisy, and lively gathering or celebration, often with music and dancing. It's a bit old-fashioned and may not be commonly used in everyday conversation, but it can add color and vividness when describing a festive event. Example: the local community organized a jamboree in the park to celebrate the end of summer. 5. Gubbin. This informal term is used to refer to various small or unspecified objects or things. It's not very common and might be specific to certain dialects or regions, so be cautious about using it unless you're confident it will be understood. Example: she picked up a few gubbins from the store to repair her bicycle. 6. Gabfest. This word refers to a lively and informal conversation, especially one involving a group of people chatting socially. It's informal and might not be familiar to everyone, so consider your audience before using it. Example: after the meeting, they had a gabfest over coffee to discuss their weekend plans. 7. Tinker with. This phrasal verb means to make small changes to something, often in a casual or experimental way. It's quite common and can be used in various contexts, but it's still informal and might not be suitable for very formal writing or speech. Example: he likes to tinker with old radios in his spare time. 8. Boffin. This informal British term refers to an expert or enthusiast, especially in a technical or intellectual field. It's somewhat playful and colloquial, so use it in contexts where a lighter tone is appropriate. Example: the company hired a team of boffins to work on the new project. 9. Gloomster. This informal term refers to a person who habitually or excessively expresses gloom or pessimism. It's quite rare and might not be widely understood, so use it sparingly and be prepared to explain its meaning if necessary. Example: don't be such a gloomster. Let's try to find a solution to the problem. 10. Hive off. This phrasal verb means to separate or extract something from a larger group or entity. It's somewhat informal but can be used in various contexts, especially in business or organizational settings. Example: the company decided to hive off its struggling division to focus on its core business. 11. Leery. This adjective means cautious or wary, often with a sense of suspicion or distrust. It's commonly used in informal conversation, but can also be used in more formal writing. Be aware that its meaning can vary slightly depending on context. Example: I'm a bit leery about trying that new restaurant. I've heard mixed reviews. 12. Fiery. This adjective describes something characterized by fire or intense heat, or metaphorically, something passionate, intense, or energetic. It's quite versatile and can be used in both formal and informal contexts to describe various qualities or situations. Example: the fiery sunset painted the sky with vibrant hues of red and orange.
はい、これらの表現は、英語を第二外国語として話す、ものとしてはちょっと注意が必要ですので、次の、点に注意をして、使う場合は使いましょ
う。Note: as an ESL student, there are a few things to be mindful of when using casual words like the ones provided. 1. Context. Make sure you understand the context in which these words are appropriate. Some casual words might be acceptable in informal conversations, but might not be suitable for formal or academic settings. 2. Audience. Consider your audience before using casual words. While they might be perfectly fine among friends or in casual settings, using them with authority figures, in professional settings, or with people you've just met might not be appropriate. 3. Tone. Pay attention to the tone of the conversation. Casual words can convey informality and familiarity, so make sure it aligns with the tone you want to set. 4. Cultural sensitivity. Be aware of cultural differences in language use. Some casual words might be more common or acceptable in certain English-speaking regions than others. 5. Usage. Familiarize yourself with the proper usage of these words to avoid misunderstandings or miscommunications. Look for examples in context to understand how and when they are used appropriately. 6. Level of formality. Understand that some casual words might carry a level of informality that could be perceived as disrespectful in certain situations. Use discretion in choosing when and where to use them.